of the tribe of Judah. And there's 12 out of each and every tribe. It says, hold back. Don't let destroy. Don't destroy the trees. Don't destroy the sea. Don't destroy anything until we have sealed these servants of Yah in their forehead. What's the name? Now, Revelation chapter 18. I go to this quite often because, like I said in the beginning, Yahweh tells me that what I'm saying, for the most part, is flying over your head. You're not really getting it. I want to try to bring it down to earth here to you so that you can understand this, because your very soul, your very body is at stake. Brother Paul, I'll read it. It's all right. Pay attention, because this place, now, chapter 17 is talking about a Babylon, a great city, a great place, a spiritual place. It tells us that it's Rome. It tells us that it's the doctrines that are coming out of Rome. We know that. But chapter 18 is talking about another place. A place. Not a spirit. It's full of spirits. But a place that's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. And it's going to happen with no further warning than what you're getting right now. And I saw another angel come down from heaven having great power, and the earth lighted with his splendor. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great, is fallen, is fallen. Did you ever wonder why it always says it that way? In Jeremiah, it says, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen. In Revelation chapter 14, it says, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen. The reason why it says it that way, because it is established. Nothing to be established except 2 or 3 witnesses, and there's your witnesses. It is going to be destroyed. For all nations, I may not read it straight through. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. This is the richest place on the face of the earth. It's talking about. Here is your message. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not her plagues. He's going to call his people out of there immediately before the destruction. And he wants one thing from you. He wants your heart. He don't want your silver or your gold. He has no use for it. I have no use for your riches. He wants your heart. Once your heart's right, you won't have any problem of figuring out what to do. Several times. When Moses was told, I want you to build this great tabernacle. I want to build exactly like the one that you saw when you came up and saw the vision of the heavenly home. I want you to build it just like that. He said, don't worry about what you're going to build it with. Just tell the people to bring stuff in. So I'll put it in their heart. And they started bringing things in and started the stuff that he was going to need to build the tabernacle with. And to build everything that was in the tabernacle, to build the menorah, everything. They brought it in. They finally had to say, please quit bringing. Quit. Nobody has to tell you what to do when your heart is right. This is going to happen. Chapter 18, the destruction of Babylon the Great is going to happen. Now, I can't tell you for sure where it's at. I'll tell you where I think it is. I think it's the United States of America. I'll tell you exactly what I think it is. Some people say, oh, no, it sounds like Rome to me. Well, Rome could possibly be Babylon the Great. Some people say, well, it's New York. Well, New York could possibly be that, you know. And people say it's California. Well, so all these places sure could be Babylon. But Babylon the Great, I believe, is a bigger place. And I believe that it is so full of sin because it is very full of Israel, the very people who have turned against him. And so he's getting some ready. That's supposed to be you and me being ready when this time comes. If you go back and you read the 14th chapter of Revelation, you'll see that it happens there. It's showing you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that happen there. And the first thing it shows you is something that happened way back there 2,000 years ago when Yeshua, fulfilling the day of the waving of the first fruits. See, for for something like 1,500 years, on the first day of the week after the Sabbath, during the feast, the priests got out there and they got them first fruits together and stood out there and waved them, showing what Yeshua was going to do. See, he come to fulfill. They killed the lamb. He was the lamb. They killed him. He fulfilled it. They took the blood and they put it up on the doors. And he fulfilled that. He put the blood up on you and me. And he gave us the feast of unleavened bread to teach us and show us that after all this, we're supposed to get the sin out of our life. Like Dan was saying a little earlier there, every year I've found something there that we've missed. Nothing else will be a hunk of bread that got back under the couch or something, showing you, there's always some little bit of sin there that you got to try to get out. And most of you people don't even keep the feast. We had the greatest feast that we've had this year. Every night we met right back here at 6 p.m. And we eat together, we broke bread, we talked about scriptures. I preached. Others spoke. But most people did not even show up, except maybe on the high days. Then, maybe then or maybe not. No one would have to tell you. No one would have to tell you that you need to be here for the feast if you just kept that first commandment. One. If you just loved him with all your heart, mind, soul, and body, no one would have to tell you. Isn't that right? Because you would be dying to be here. I want to be there. Because it's be inside of you. Sometimes I feel like, and I do feel like quitting. I do. Sometimes I feel like, what's the use? And Jeremiah felt the same way. He said, I'm wasting my time. People ain't paying no attention. I'm going to quit. He said, but I couldn't quit. He says it was like fire in my bones. It just came, and that fire made me go on and preach. I felt the same way. One commandment, two, if you want to include. The first four of the commandments are actually between you and Yahweh. And the next six actually are between you and your fellow man.